Alright. Welcome back to One Piece Anime Review, episode 257. This I'm reviewing the second, another light novel for One Piece. It's been a long time been a while since I reviewed the first volume for this one. This is Ace Story, Volume 2, The New World. Yep. And here's the cover for it. Yes, I had to download it because my local library didn't have a copy of this book for some reason. And when I went to go try to buy this book online, it just went down to like one copy for some strange reason. And also, Barnes Noble didn't have a copy. And I've tried to find copies for a while. So I figured, though, screw it. I'll just basically download it. Now, in the case of this one, this is basically the second half of Ace's story. The best to describe what happens in here is that basically that they continue the story with the Spade Pirates. They wrap that up. We do have Ace visiting Fishman Island in order to get Whitebeard essentially because he wants to basically take in the Four Emperors. He does meet Red Hair Shanks in here. And a lot of the stuff basically leading to him why he joined the Whitebeard Pirates. And some of his exploits have been explored on screen. And this is just basically more of Ace's backstory. Like prior to him appearing in the anime, like feeling like a little gap per se of time as a pirate. I mean, it doesn't like fully wrap up his whole time as a pirate. I mean, he was a pirate for like 3 or 4 years before he actually got killed off. They do bring up in here he was opposition warlord, but he rejected it. We do have him in his fight with Jinbei, which did happen in the anime. This book goes a little more detail into it. Basically, when it comes to the section where he goes to join the Whitebeard Pirates. Yeah. Yeah, when he joins Whitebeard Pirates. They pretty much go into very similar detail with it in the anime. Add some minor stuff here and there. But it does lead off like him joining the Whitebeard Pirates. And like in the anime, at first he did not want to join the Whitebeard Pirates at all, but he had no choice in the matter. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and pretty much in the way, like it ends with him basically officially joining the Whitebeard Pirates, and that's that. Yep. To kind of wrap it up there for some reason, they ended the story there. I do not know if there's a volume 3 or not. I don't think there is because it's mostly in the way they kind of explained that the Spade Pirates were destroyed by Whitebeard. In this book, yes, the Spade Pirates are all gone. Uh, as for a ship, supposedly Whitebeard himself destroyed it. Now, Nick, you're probably thinking, Nick, are you going into very little detail about a book about One Piece? Well, this is the best I can do with this one. It's a good book. It's really short. It's only 134 pages. And here's the thing. I read this book yesterday. Yeah, I read the whole thing yesterday. Yeah, when it comes to books this short, I tend to go these books pretty quickly. Yeah, for a 134 page book, it's a really quick book. Mm-hmm. Yes. Now, online, they said the US printed version is 224 pages. This one's actually, like, shorter than that. Mm-hmm. So, apparently, there is an adaptation of this particular manga thing. For this manga adaptation of these two light novels. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it came out fairly recently. As far as I can tell, there's no English release of this book. I did not know this even existed. No, not really. But it's great, though, the fact that, well, they do, in fact, explore a lot of this stuff with basically, like, him, like, the whole Fishman Island. Oh, there is reference in here of something that goes on in the Fishman Island arc. Like, there's not exactly mentioned by name per se, but they do reference Horty Jones in here about the conspiracy against people about fishmen who hurt humans and fishermen who support them. And this probably was the writer basically like laying the groundwork. Even though here's the thing, Fishman Island that came out like almost 10 years ago. Yeah, the Fishman Island story arc itself came out like in the anime like it concluded 10 years ago, and the manga book basically just, well, the best way to describe it, it's basically coming out like roughly 8 years after the story concluded. So you have reference to that, which I do appreciate that. Jinbei himself appears in the book, and it seems like the last chapter itself is mostly bringing us up we saw in the anime and flashbacks when it comes to basically Ace's time with the what. It's basically him when he's integrated. And by the way, they do keep in here, like in Form of the Anime, where he says, Whitebeard says, "You're part of my crew now. You can call me Pops." And he says, "Screw you." Yes, he says that in the book too. So, yeah, I think that the writer himself was trying to keep it in line with the anime and probably the manga was presenting when it comes to this particular scene, which I gotta give kudos for them doing that. And for some reason, they ended the book with him officially becoming a part of the Whitebeard Pirates. They don't explore his time with the Whitebeard Pirates in this book. Do I think there might be a second book? Yes, I think there should be a third book. Yes. And you're thinking, okay. Now, here's the weird thing about this book. Now, they don't mention anything about, like, they do have Thatch, who was actually one of the characters created in the anime and the manga, who was Kibba Whitebeard. He appeared on the cover. Yeah, and the one type of thing they don't really explore in here, in these two books, there's no time period of the Wano stuff. Of course, I read online that the whole stuff, the flashback of him being Wano, that took place between chapters 2 and 3 of Volume 1 at some point. Now, as for why in the world they didn't bother to include in here, don't really know. I do like it that they basically conclude the whole thing with the Spade Pirates, because the thing is, they barely get a screen time in the anime, so as for what happened to them, it's weird to say the least. Like, it's hinted that the group itself, well, they were integrated into White Pirates. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, their ship was destroyed. Yeah. But it says basically that they officially became part of the crew for the Whitebeard Pirates. I only know they have this guy called Mastus. He does appear in the anime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, apparently his debut was episode 1013. Yep. Yep. That was pretty much his debut, which actually came out just this year. Interesting though, the guy made his first appearance in a light novel first, then he made his first appearance in the anime. Kind of interesting to say the least. Sorry about that. Child alert. Yeah. So that's basically his first appearance, which is interesting to say the least. That was his first appearance. Okay, interesting. So, what happened to the rest of the crew? Completely unknown. They don't really give a description exactly what happened to them. Like they did take part in Marineford, but aside from that, they didn't do much of anything afterwards. It's like the Spade Pirates are mostly forgotten about. Mostly, anyways. Mm-hmm. Now, in my opinion, there should be one more book for Ace's story because there's still a story you can tell. Like, you can basically do a whole story of basically what happened, like filled like little gaps between when he during the time period when he was part of the White Pirates, like stuff he was doing, like not seeing the flashbacks or what's seen in the anime. That may make a very interesting book for Ace. Now the stuff with him searching for Blackbeard, that's kind of explored already thanks to cover stories. This is me. But if I think, okay, what about his time with the White Pirates prior to Blackbeard himself killing Tatch? That's a good one. Because we don't know what exactly happened during before Blackbeard killed Thatch. Because nothing much is known about Blackbeard. He just randomly decides to join the crew. He practically begged him to join in the flashbacks. I'd like to see basically a little bit more of this, because this was actually pretty good here. So you could say that basically Book 2 is the final chapter in the Spey Pirates, their story anyways, before they can integrate part of the Whitebeard crew. But it's kind of a shame they had their ship destroyed. They could just basically... It's like all that time, they basically spent time as a crew, and yet they're integrated into another crew because the Catholic's position is part of the... He became the 2nd Division captain, 2nd Division commander of the Whitebeard fleet. Now, remember I mentioned in the anime that according to, I think it was Blackbeard, who suggested him take the job because the position had been vacant for some time. I think that it was Odin was actually the previous 2nd Division commander, because the 1st Division commander is Marco, and he was basically the 1st Division commander up until Whitebeard's death. Yes, he definitely was. It was mentioned in the anime for that. But this might be interesting. Maybe explore sometime when he's like... You can explore like a little bit more of like... Basically more time is with the White Pirates. Like prior to his being captured by Blackbeard. Because there's some stuff basically seen in the anime where you don't exactly see stuff for his adventures off screen. That might be interesting for a series of novels. Just having him while he's looking for Whitebeard. Yep. But not much to say about this book. It's good. Really good. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Now, the thing is, I do not know if I'm going to be able to review any more of the One Piece light novels. And you probably think, okay, is there any more light novels per se? Well, there is. But the thing with the books are, a lot of the time, they're just basically like, you have some... This is one of the original novels, probably one of the more popular ones. There is one for Trafalgar Law, which I'm very much looking forward to reading that one. It is out, yes, but there's no English release this one, which is interesting. There's one for Law, which I think he definitely earned one. And there's one for Heroines, which actually I think is the most recent one. Yeah, this one should be quite interesting, to say the least. Especially as one of the stories focuses on Boa Hancock. Yeah. So is there any more like original stories left? Well, there is an adaptation of the Long Tower arc. Basically, it was loosely adapted for the anime itself. Well, because they used one of the characters from that stuff. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if I get a chance to get my hands on this book. I have not really heard any like official, like aside from the Ace story, like none of these light novels have been released in English, which is interesting to say the least. Like this one for Riot Stories, like Law and Heroine stuff. Everything else just adaptations of story arcs we already technically have seen in the anime. Like some adapt from OVA, some adapt a movie. It's just, well, who knows when it comes to that. Some might add some stuff here. I'm not really sure, but it just depends. Like there's also some places on movies. But like Naruto, basically there is light novels. As a matter of fact, there's even one for One Piece Red, which is coming out later this year. And yes, apparently it was one for One Piece Stampede, which I did see this in theaters. Yes, I did. Now, it all depends upon if I can get a chance to read these light novels, because so far, Novel A is the only one I've read. So, Novel A, the 2 books, that one, the only ones I've read. Yep. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. Stay tuned for tomorrow. My reviews for, of course, for My Hero Academia, One Piece, Boruto, Is a Run to Girls Lunch, and also the return of the Black Clover manga, because it was announced just recently the series is coming back tomorrow, which I'm so looking forward to that, what the new chapters look like. And hopefully after 3 months, the chapter is longer than 15 pages. I wouldn't mind like a 20-page chapter, because this is the first one released in 3 months. Because I'm hoping it's not 11 pages. Because sometimes basically Black Clover does have chapters that are just 11 pages, really short chapters. Yep. But yeah, so I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.